Hello, Fall. Welcome to the October edition of the Adult Services Department Take and Make Craft, an upcycled book page pumpkin. Let's begin. A quick note before we start. You will need either a pair of sharp scissors or an X-Acto knife to complete this project. Open your bag, and supplied in this kit you will find a recycled paperback book, a pumpkin template with the letter D, a pencil, some wired twine, 3 clamps, 2 rubber bands, a container of tacky glue, an orange magic marker, 1 skewer, a wine cork, and some fall foliage. Step 1. Take the piece of wired twine and wrap it around the pencil. Make certain it is tight and use 2 of the clamps to hold it in place so that it takes the shape of a coil. Set it aside. Step 2. Remove both the front and back covers of the paperback in your kit. If you intend to use an X-Acto knife, save the covers to use as a mat when you are cutting the pages of the paperback. Step 3. We have supplied you with a template that looks like the letter D. You will have to adjust the D so that it fits to the size of the paperback. Cut out the D. Line up the curved side of the D with the page's side of the paperback. Line up the bottom of the D with the bottom of the paperback. Crease the vertical side of the D along the spine side of the paperback. Trim off the excess. Cut a slight curve on the top of the D so that it resembles the shape of a pumpkin. Step 4. Begin to trace around the pages of the pattern with a pencil. You can then begin to cut out the pumpkin. You can use an X-Acto knife, but it should be easier to cut through 5 or 6 pages at a time with scissors. Cut all the way to the edge of the binding, shaping the outside edges as you go along. After you cut all the way around, pull the excess pages over the binding and they should tear right off. You can now trace around the pumpkin shape and cut through a few more pages. Here's a tip. Cut slightly inside the pencil mark or your pumpkin will keep getting bigger. Keep tracing and cutting until you have all the pages done. As you continue to trace and cut, clean up the edges so that they remain rounded and approximately the same size. Stick with it. This is the tedious part of the craft. Step 5. Trim the top stem, the binding, to a length of about 1 inch. If you want to color your pumpkin, now's the time. Open the orange magic marker and, holding the pages together, color the edges of the paperback to your liking. You can be heavy-handed, subtle, or add a variety of tones of orange to the edge. Step 6. Open the paperback to approximately the halfway point. Bring the last page forward to the front page and press firmly, breaking the spine. Taking the skewer, slide it as close to the spine as possible, placing the bottom flat side of the skewer flush with the bottom of the paperback. Glue the skewer to the spine. Make certain you use an ample amount of glue and then roll the spine around the skewer tightly. You will have to apply pressure to the spine until the glue takes hold. Use the clamps or rubber bands. Let this dry completely, about 30 to 45 minutes, before moving to the next step. Step 7. Put a thin strip of glue on the very edge of the top page and bring that back page around and attach it. Then add a strip of glue to that page and glue the next page to it, just on the inside edges. Again, you can use rubber bands to hold the book together while the glue dries. Step 8. Now the pages need to be fluffed. Go around the book, separating the pages to your liking. I spin the book from time to time to loosen the pages. If the pages are a bit fussy, simply add a bit of glue at the inside seam of a page. Do this as often as you see fit. Separate every page. Step 9. Take the piece of wired ribbon off of the pencil, fold it in half, center it, and pierce it through the point of the skewer atop the pumpkin. Please be careful. Now take a few of the leaves and punch them through the point of the skewer. You could also place them around the bottom of the pumpkin loosely. The choice is yours. Lastly, make a hole in the cork, add a drop of glue into the hole, and add the cork to the skewer, gently holding the skewer so as not to break it. Trim the excess skewer with a pair of scissors. And there you have it. It's so cute. Thank you for joining us. Cool weather, cool reading. Happy Halloween.